Hey guys, I'm about to meet my friend Olga. She's the sales director at the Casa Bella. It's a new project in the downtown neighborhood. If you'd like to learn more, keep watching.
Numbers, absolutely. We are 77% sold at this point. We have the water views from pretty much every unit in our buildings. All the lighting comes from Italy. All the finishes, all the materials you're going to see throughout the building is imported from Italy. So we have some units starting as low as $900 per square foot.
Wow. Hi, Olga.
Hi.
Good to see you finally.
Good to see you as well.
Thank you for having me. And so please give us as much information about the project. I've heard a lot about it. And so I'd like to hear from you.
Thank you for coming, first of all. Of course, so let's talk about the project a little bit. It's a very exciting stage in the project development. Why? Because we are breaking ground very soon. So we're clearing the site and finally preparing for groundbreaking, which should take place in the next 6 to 8 weeks. So as you know, it is one of the best times to buy pre-construction. We are an amazing project, an amazing location. Downtown is blowing up recently, so it's going through this really amazing transition, breaking records as far as the sales, and the infrastructure is growing. So we're right on Biscayne and 15th, which is this little pocket of downtown. It's called Adrian Arts Neighborhood or Arts and Entertainment Neighborhood. So we're right across the street from the Performing Center, which people appreciate. A lot of our buyers refer to it as Broadway of Miami. So you have this culture and entertainment right next to the building. And besides the Performing Center, we also have the museums. We have the arena. You have a future shopping mall that's being built, Miami World Center. I'm sure you've heard about that. So you're going to be able to walk and experience culture, art, entertainment, shopping, dining. And besides that, you are surrounded by parks. If you look on the map, which particularly of Miami and our project, we have it as well. You can see how much green we have around us. There's about 30 acres of green spaces in Miami. And people come to Miami for what? For the weather, obviously, and the water. And we have the water views from pretty much every unit in our building. So, and the walkability is the key. And that's why I think a lot of buyers choose Casa Bella. And the other thing, of course, we have an amazing team here, right? The Related Group is a developer. They're the largest developer here in South Florida. So they've done over 100,000 condominiums at this point, luxury product. So it's great to work with them, very reputable, been around for 43 years. And we have an amazing brand, B&B Italia, which is an Italian brand, iconic furniture designer. They're known for collaborating with very well-known architects, interior designers worldwide. Zaha Hadid, for example, that we love here in Miami. She designed a collection for B&B Italia, and 1000 Museum was one of the buildings furnished by B&B Italia. So very high-end brand, amazing developer. We also have amazing interior designer Piero Lissoni, who is creative director of B&B Italia, but he also done a lot of projects here in Miami, and his designs are amazing because very European, a little bit different, very warm, very inviting designs. And he handpicked all the furniture, which is going to be from B&B Italia. All the lighting comes from Italy. All the finishes, all the materials you're going to see throughout the building is imported from Italy. So you will walk into the building and experience completely different lifestyle. We like to say it's a celebration of Italian lifestyle in Miami, which you will experience from the minute you walk in. So I think those are kind of the key components why this building has been so successful in sales. And
can you please mention the numbers?
Numbers, absolutely. We are 77% sold at this point, which is a great milestone for the project. We still have amazing inventory available, starting from 1 bedrooms all the way up to 5 bedrooms, and great pricing. And that brings me to another key component here. As far as the pricing, we are probably one of the best priced projects here in Miami. And I'm talking finished product, which we'll talk about finishes, and I'll show you in the showroom what we have. It is really incredible to see product like this at this price. As Related is known for being pioneers in everything they do. And the reason we're able to offer this luxury product at this price is because this lot, the land that they're building on, it was purchased more than 10 years ago, before anyone thought downtown is going to be the next thing, which it is, right? All the best projects are now being developed in downtown. So we do have that extra margin, I guess, to pass to the buyers. So we have some units starting as low as $900 per square foot, which finished product, private elevators, flooring throughout, high ceilings, deep terraces. So these are all the features of the luxury building. And that's another reason why people come to us and we've been so successful here.
Okay, nice. And I have a question while you were saying, I was thinking about my questions. And the Piero Lissoni, he lives here in Miami. He's done some projects here. I'm just curious, do you know?
I don't think he lives here. He has his office in New York. He's originally from Milan. But you probably know the buildings that he's done. One of them...
I think Paraiso also was with the related, right?
One Paraiso. Their very first building, he did that one. If you know Ritz-Carlton in Miami Beach, one of them, Monaco Yacht Club. He's doing Ritz-Carlton in Pompano. What other projects he's doing now? He's quite well known, and he's really doing a lot of work with related, but he has a lot of also project going on in New York. That's where his base is now.
Okay, and let's talk about related. What else they finished? What type of products? I know they have done a lot of different condos here, but let's mention some names. I think Paraiso is one of them, right?
Paraiso,
Hyde Midtown.
Exactly, Hyde Midtown. Well, let's start with Brickell. You can walk, I think, a block in Brickell without seeing a related building. So you have a Celeste Lux, you have a Celeste Brickell, you have Brickell Heights, you have some older buildings from, the 2000s, because they were one of the, like Icon, for example, they were one of the first people, to start develop Brickell in the 2000s. And then they started in Edgewater before anyone else was developing Edgewater. It was Icon, it was Paraisos. They were also the ones who sort of discovered the South of Fifth. South of Fifth before Related built, and Related done 90% of the product on South of Fifth, which is today the most expensive neighborhood. In Miami Beach, they did the Portofino, they did Marea, Apogee, which is one of the, I think, top per square foot. They basically discovered the South of Fifth. They branded it as Sophie neighborhood, and that's what they're known for. And even every time I do a Related project as an in-house, I always get investors who purchased with Related before, and they have this certain following because they know they will always make money with a Related product, with a Related building. They know exactly what kind of quality they're getting, what kind of amenities they're getting. So they know they have this perfect formula of what they need to put in the building to make it, into a beautiful, obviously, living experience, to have a great lifestyle. And now they're doing a lot of branded buildings. So you're going to see, and I'm sure all your buyers are shopping around. We're not the only project that they're considering. And you will hear, I'll mention Nomad and St. Regis and Ritz-Carlton. They recently launched, I think it's Waldorf and Pompano. So they're doing a lot of branded product, right? So in the
Dolce
branded
Gabbana
product,
and Brickell.
Dolce Gabbana, that's a different, that's not Related, but that's also, the power of the brand is very important. And I think Related is the one of the first developers who started that trend in Miami. They know that brand adds value, right? Value when you resell, value when you rent. So, and this is one of those things that Related really recognize. They recognize the trend. They recognize what's going to bring value to the buyer, whether you invest or an end user. It's still, even if you're an end user, it's still an investment for you. So,
I can tell you from my experience, one thing, it helps developer to sell the product for sure. Because if you have a big brand name, it helps. It helps for the first-time buyers, let's call it that way, investors, right? Because they look at the name and okay, I've heard about it, I trust that name, I'm gonna buy it. And the same thing, I can tell you, they think the same way. If they know that name, when they're gonna resell it, then the next buyer, he will be familiar with the name. It will be easy to sell.
Absolutely.
Since as I mentioned, there's different projects as well. I've been working with other buildings, and I can tell you from my experience, yes, that's how it works, and people look at the names.
Absolutely. And we are in our showroom and design district now. It's a smaller showroom. B&B Italia is opening their store. That's going to be actually the largest furniture store in the design district. I think they're aiming to open by November 1st. So that will be a great introduction for those people who maybe have not heard of B&B. I doubt.
Will get my invitation by email.
Absolutely, right? You will get it. So that will be a great introduction to the brand and just to see what they are, because it is truly an amazing brand.
Can you tell me if you have any penthouses left?
Yeah, we do have exciting collection of the penthouses. So we have 10 penthouses in total. Some of them are triplexes, some of them are duplexes, and then we have our lower penthouse floor. All wonderful. They start at 4.2 million for the lower penthouses, and they went up to about 13 million. But good news, we did sell the triplexes already. Both of them are on the contract now, which is great. And there was a record sale actually not only for Casa Bella, but also for the entire neighborhood south of MacArthur Causeway. So kind of that Edgewater / downtown area. So it was a very, very good sale for us, but we still have 6 penthouses remaining, and duplexes are just amazing with 23-foot ceilings and amazing finishes. The kitchens are all really, really high-end. From B&B Italia, obviously you get finishes that are only exclusive to the penthouses, like the selection of flooring.
Okay, where to sign?
Here, sign here. Let's pick the floor plan for you. They're really, really great deals, I have to say.
Let's take a look at them, maybe at the model unit, and show
absolutely.
them. Let's go.
Let me show you.
So which one is the one that you said been sold?
Oh, for the penthouses?
Yeah.
So we actually sold the southeast corner, which is the top over here. It was a triplex with a private pool. The other one on the contract is a triplex on the northeast corner, same with a private pool, but we have everything in between. We have our duplexes, we have our lower penthouses, and we have another collection. It's called Sky Collection. It's a limited collection of units with higher ceilings. They have 11-foot ceilings. They're larger floor plans. It's only 4 units per floor. So we have a lot of exclusive units on the top.
Okay. And what is the sizes, like the biggest units, smallest units? Let's go.
So we have total of 319 units. We never had studios here. So this always has been meant, like the project concept is residential, people to enjoy living in the building, right? So we never had small units. Even my 1-bedroom average, I want to say about 1,100 square feet.
Okay,
so they're quite big.
Pretty generous.
Yeah, 2 bedrooms average about 1,600 square feet. 3 bedrooms, I have them all kinds of sizes, starting at 2,000 square feet, but they go up to over 3,500. And then of course the penthouses, which the larger ones are on the contract, those were over 6,000. But I have everything in between, a lot of larger inventory between 3,000 and 6,000 square feet. You know, and I see that a lot of people, empty nesters, locals, they're looking into that kind of product, and we've been pretty successful selling those larger units to actually local Miami buyer looking to, you know, downsize from their single family home. So let me break down the building for you so you understand. It's 56 floors, but when you look here, there's only 8 units per floor, and the lower floors, including the structure. But you go higher, it's 7 units per floor, 6 units per floor, and then you end up with 4 and 3 units per floor. So it's not a really large floor plate. You don't have hallways with lots of doors. All elevators are private. You have a private elevator, actually 2 private elevators per unit with a private foyer. So you're never going to walk down the hallway with a bunch of doors. And it is a small floor plate, which is really good. We have a lot of corners still available. You know, corners are very popular. So we actually have our northeast corner, which is very popular. We have our 3-bedroom corner, which is a premium line, and I'll explain why. And we have some units on the southwest corner. When you look at the building, first question your buyers are going to ask you, where's the water? Where do I see? And the water is this way, right? And all the units, they're actually, you can't see it from the front, but they all have that slanted angle, right? They're all kind of looking a little bit on the angle. Why? Because there's a Port of Miami, imagine, behind me. Beautiful, beautiful view. And once you go up, I want to say 12th floor and above, you really, it opens up, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. Obviously, being in this line or one line, not only are you capturing the water, you're also going to capture the skyline of Miami, which, as you know, downtown is going to be like a Hong Kong of Florida, because there's so many new buildings, cool buildings coming, including Waldorf, 100 stories. So that will be really, really an amazing view, an amazing opportunity to own a unit in there. So, but every unit is unique and special in its own way, and every unit has a great view.
How about a couple of questions I have? Balconies, how deep is the balconies? So
the balconies, as you can see, it's a wave. So you will have a maximum of 7.5 feet, which is pretty deep, and it goes to about 5.5 feet. So you will have enough space to put a nice dining table, dining set outside. So it's quite big.
Okay.
No.
And the elevators you mentioned is private elevators. Is there service elevators as well?
You have basically the way it operates. You have 2 elevators per unit. So one will operate as a service elevator if needed, if somebody's moving in or moving out, and the second one will operate as your main elevator. So you have basically 2 units will share 2 elevators, right? They open opposite ways. So you have, let me tell you, 8 elevators in the building in total.
Okay, and the prices you said it's about 900 a foot starting.
They
right?
start at 900 a foot. Obviously, the lower floors are going to be where I have that type of pricing, and it's a great investment opportunity with the city view, and they're great in their own way. As you go higher, I want to say we average right now about $1,100 per square foot, not including the penthouses. So every kind of price, to give you an idea, I have a 1-bedroom starting in $940,000, but it's a large unit. All of my 1-bedrooms at this point, they have a den, they have a second bath, so it's a large unit. And we do have a lot of, amenities to enjoy in the building. We haven't talked about that. I'm looking at the building, I'm thinking.
That's my next question.
Yeah, I'm ahead of you. So with the amenities, you have 2 full floors of amenities. On the 10th, 11th floor, you have a pool deck on the 11th floor, which we have redesigned. Actually, we improved it, and it looks just incredible. And then there is a rooftop pool. So you have your 2 pools, 2 floors of amenities, and the first floor, it will be dedicated to retail. And this is what you're going to see happening in downtown. Every building has the ground floor dedicated to some commercial retail. And that way you build out the infrastructure, becoming more pedestrian friendly, more walkable. So we're going to have Italian restaurant here. We're very close to signing an agreement with...
Retail is not for sale,
It's not going to be for sale. We're going to deliver the building with tenant in place. And I think it's going to also add value because it will be a celebrity chef, very well known. It will cater to this arts community because, like I mentioned, you have the arts and entertainment center, but also the convenience of having the restaurant in the building. Not only that, the same chef will operate. There's a lounge inside this floor on the 10th and 11th floor. So you have like a cafe, so limited menu, but you'll have a really beautiful bar, almost like think of like a speakeasy, the whole ceiling to floor shelves of liquor, it's really pretty. And you'll have that access for residents only, by the pool, you can have a drink and food, you can take it to your unit, or if you want a full menu, then you go downstairs. But having food and beverage in the building is just so cool,
Yeah, it's very convenient for sure. And how about HOA? I didn't ask, how much is the maintenance?
The HOA is 95 cents per square foot. So very reasonable. I know people are like, oh, well, is it going to go up? Chances are maybe, 3-4 years from now,
It's
how
normal,
it goes. We all know how it goes.
Yeah.
But we're starting very low, and that includes all your basics, your basic cable, internet, your water, all the services and amenities in the building.
Okay. And let's talk about finishes. Let's go.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's show you around.
So finishes, what's included?
Okay, so the nice thing about our project is that we're delivering everything ready, right? And it's Italian finishes. Piero Lissoni himself handpicked everything. We were actually building out the model and waiting for pieces to be brought on the plane from Italy, like pieces of the countertop, for example. So let me tell you what's included. The kitchens are Italian from Italo Cross. So everything you see behind me, it's everything is standard. It's typical for all of the units. We offer the white porcelain counter. You can see how thick it is. It really is an amazing piece. The cabinetry, you have this off-white combo with the wood. People love it.
You have
it's very contemporary.
Options or just...
No, this is how it comes. So you have the combination of both, and that comes with every unit. You also have your Wolf appliance package with that black, the top of the line M series, and then you have your Sub-Zero fridge. And most of our units will come with a wine cooler as well. So, and depending on the unit, the size will vary.
That one is the size of the 3-bedroom, right?
This particular island is actually the size of our 3-bedroom unit. That's 3,000 square feet. It's really an amazing deal. So I will send you the floor plan.
Okay.
And you can see, you can probably sit like 10 people in there.
I can tell you personally, that's how it should be. For families, this is how it should be. Because sometimes I look at some of the buildings, like some of the buildings, like $5, $6, $7 million, but there is a small kitchen island, and I'm looking at it. Come on, guys! I understand you want to sell product as a developer, but you have to think about people, right?
Because that's where people spend their mornings.
Yeah, with the kids, especially families with the kids, you can put few chairs in there, and you see how wide it is.
Yeah.
Personally, I would love to cook, and I can tell you the size of the kitchen island. It's perfect. It's perfect width,
Yeah.
length.
No, I agree.
mean, it's
I agree. And
something.
it's a, like I mentioned, the units are really, they're well thought, the floor plans, and a lot of our buyers, surprisingly, are end users, or even if they're second home buyers, these are the important things for them. So they want to see, a nice size island. Another thing that's very convenient, we're delivering with flooring. We used to offer options of flooring, obviously, a little bit earlier on. Now we selected the most popular choice of the buyers, which is a beautiful porcelain tile. It's large scale. It's like 48 by 24, and it will be included inside and outside. So you'll have that beautiful flow. It's a very neutral color to the balcony, and you have a sample so you can see.
Okay.
And of course, for my larger units, my penthouse units, I picked out the selection that we're offering now. We're going to offer them different cabinets. They're from B&B Italia, which is also Italian brand, but it's like their very high-end brand. We're also going to have, besides the porcelain options, they can pick from natural stone flooring, and I have some samples there. So with penthouses, it's a different game. We have in the duplexes, the wine coolers, or the dream wine coolers from floor to ceiling almost, right? So you can stack up a lot of wine. So there's some really, really amazing features with those. And one other thing I forgot to mention comes with the finishes, the master bathrooms. They come with a really cool, freestanding tub, which everybody loves. It's so, nice and elegant.
Every master bedroom.
Every master will come with that. So
Okay.
Including the penthouses,
Okay,
including the typical units. So we actually reconfigured our bathrooms recently, and we decided that will be like a better fit, more elegant fit. So really nice modern features. As you can see, this is something that's never going to get old, right? So
Yep,
it's
I agree with you.
quite nice.
And a couple of questions I forgot to ask. The ceiling height?
The ceiling height, we started with minimum of 10 feet, minimum. As you go higher, we have units with 11-foot ceilings. That's my special sky collection. As you go higher, obviously, penthouse is 12 to 23-foot ceilings, depending on the unit type. So they're quite tall.
Okay. And how about the parking spaces?
Parking is very good situation here. So I'll tell you, I worked on many other projects before, and we have a parking space included with every unit here. 1 bedroom, you get 1 assigned parking space. 2 bedroom, you get 1 assigned plus valet. And then larger units, you get 2 assigned, whether it's in the tandem or side by side. It kind of, the floor plan and the size determines that. And then of course you have the extra valet that's included in your HOA.
Okay.
But most importantly, every unit has a parking spot.
So did we miss anything, or we cover all?
I think we covered most of it. The final thing I would like to mention is the payment plan.
Okay.
We are asking for 40% deposit, but as you know, we're breaking it down, so it is very easy for the buyer. At this point, we're only asking for 20% of contract. Once we break ground, we're going to ask for additional 10%, and then finally, at the top off, when we complete the shell of the building, it's going to be additional 10%. So it allows buyer time to complete the payments. There is a little bit of room to negotiate that if you need to. Obviously, we'll work with you and your buyers, and that's pretty much it.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time, for your presentation. It was a very, very knowledgeable presentation. It was good to see you, Olga.
No, good to see you as well.
Ciao.
Come again.
Thank you.